In Memphis, nothing comes easy, and that's exactly how we like it. This is a city built on hustle, on heart, on grit. And at Carway, our rides are built the same way. Tough, reliable, ready for the grind. No games, no gimmicks, just Memphis-style service. Real, honest, and built on trust. Where grit meets grind, you meet your next ride. Carway, grit, grind, and Pink Beetles. In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem. Bluff City Media presents the Two Buck Sports Show with your hosts, Rusty Buckets and Uncle Buck. Now, let's get to the show.
Welcome to the Two Buck Sports Show with your hosts, Kenny, the Blockhead, Stubblefield.
What's up, man? And this is Wayno. You got to introduce yourself. How do you come on here? You got to say, this is Wayno Paints, baby. What's up, man?
And I'm your co-host, Wayno.
How about that? What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. I just finished my last shift of work. Now I got a couple of weeks off, so everything's getting very, very real, very, very quickly.
I am so excited about this next week.
Yeah.
Because you are flying all the way out. All right, give us a breakdown. Where are you flying out of?
All right.
Where are your layovers? How long are the flights? Like, what's this process going to look like to get you here to Memphis?
Let me bring up the itinerary. My wife is amazing and an amazing planner. And
yes, so is my wife. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I have no idea what's going on. And like, I said to the boys, you know, Rusty and Uncle Buck, like, I have no idea what's going on. Like, this is my first time flying solo. So like, I'm kind of like sweating it because I don't have the safety net of my well-organized wife next to me, you know, like, you know, usually it's just my duty to carry the bags, make sure the kids are in line and get us all on.
You're the pack mule, basically.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I'm the brawn, I'm the meat.
Yeah.
I should be thinking.
Oh,
so
big meat. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So flying out of Sydney, I think I go. Where's my? I think I got to stop in Dallas.
Oh.
And then change at Dallas, and then Dallas to Memphis.
So it's a straight flight from Sydney to Dallas. How long is that flight?
I don't know.
Is that 16, 17 hours?
It's crazy, man. But the whole flight, like from Sydney with a stopover to Memphis, is a little over 20 hours.
Yoo-hoo.
Yeah.
That is crazy, man. That is going to be a long one.
Look, I can't say I enjoy the flight, and it's long and it's a bit exhausting, and you can like, I don't know. I just try and sleep as much as I can, to be honest with you. Like,
Yeah.
But it's always great when I get to the States and touch down. Like I've been to New York a few times, and you know, it's yeah. So I'm looking forward to it, Memphis, man. I'm like, I'm really pumped up. Like today at work, I had a short day as well, and it was so hard to stay focused.
Oh, I'm sure you got a big week ahead of you, man. We're gonna have. There's, I mean, everybody in the comment sections have made plans for you. Like there's not going to be a minute where you're not moving around here in Memphis. Like
I'm looking forward to it. And like, I've just made sure, like my whole focus has been on this art exhibition where we've got planned for everyone. And I just want to make sure I go all out for everyone as well. So I've been busy on the back end. I've literally been selling my own shit, like old comics and sneakers and all this stuff, the fun stuff, and get stuff going. So I'm like really pumped to, everyone just catch it and see what's happening.
I can't wait for it, man. But before we do, we're going to talk about the art exhibition a little bit in a second at the end of the show, because I really want to understand like your heart behind it, right? Like, because I love your creativity is amazing to me. And you started talking about doing this a long time ago, celebrating Memphis, and so I want to get kind of your thoughts on it behind the scenes, like why you've decided to do this, and why you've spent so much time working on this art exhibition that celebrates Memphis, but at the same time also spending your hard-earned dollars coming over here to Memphis to show it off to everybody, just to celebrate the city that. Have you ever been to Memphis? Is this your first time?
First time Memphis. First time. So I've been in the States a few times. My wife is a bit of a runner, so she's run the New York Marathon a few times.
Okay.
I've been over there with her. I was over way back when in 2009. I came across with my girlfriend, now wife, for All-Star Weekend in Phoenix.
Oh wow!
And we drove it, so that was awesome. And yeah,
I think one of the major questions, and so formulate your thoughts when we get to this. I'm gonna present it to you now. You've never been here, but you love this city.
Oh yeah, man.
Love the city of Memphis.
Oh yeah.
And I want to know why. So put a pin in it, plant your flag in it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that in a little bit. But before we get started talking about all the things we're going to talk about today, I do have to tell you, $2 Sports Show, Bluff City Media, we are sponsored, presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Damn, you got a big old critter running around your face.
Bloody flies.
Presented to you by FanDuel. If you have any desire to bet on the sports that you love, check out FanDuel Sportsbook. It is a great place. It's where is the official odds maker for Bluff City Media and the $2 Sports Show. Shout out to FanDuel. We had a game last night, Wayno. The Grizzlies played a game last night against the Dallas Mavericks. I remember a few days ago, we had a big event at Ground City Brewing where it was a cheers for the tank, where you could come to Ground City Brewing and enjoy. When the Grizzlies were down, they were playing the Dallas Mavericks. When they were down, enjoy $3 beers, half off, right?
Speak my language.
I mean, there were people that were saying, man, this is going to be, Ground City Brewing is going to go broke. Like, they're going to go broke by the end of this night. Well, guess what, Wayno? The Grizzlies decided to win wire to wire in that game. They literally went up 2-0 and never relinquished the score. Last night was a different story. Last night, they were down pretty much the entire game, down by 20 at one point, pushed in the third quarter to get it back to a respectable number. Ultimately, I think ended up losing by, 14 points?
Yeah. 12
points.
No.
Let's do math.
8.
Sydney, 8 points. Good Lord.
Jesus.
Last night was a crazy night for me. The post-game bounce, I feel bad for Jared having to do the post-game bounce with me last night. I was trying to fix a desk for my son.
I was going to pause you. I was like, anyone watch the post-game show like I did a bit after the fact, like wants to know, did you get the desk built?
The desk is built.
Yeah, it is.
The desk is built. I finished it after the post-game bounce last night. It's one of those like IKEA type desks that you have to go step by step by step. And the worst feeling ever, Wayno, is when you get to the end step and realize step number 2, I messed up, and now I got to go back and fix that.
Okay, either you've got a piece around the wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
Or you're left over with bits.
Yes.
And you're like, are these just, and then you like
why do I have these extra bits laying around?
Why do I have these? Did they just give it? They should label the package that these extra bits.
Extra bits. Label
This is after your adult meltdown.
Yeah. Oh, I have a theory. If you want to find out if your marriage can last, build some shit together.
Oh, bro. Look, 100%. 100% agree.
There are not many moments in life where I take the back seat and like don't try to lead on things and try to be the facility. Like I try to lead out and like, but when it comes to building stuff with my wife, I am the Wayno pack mule in the airport. Like I just babe, you tell me what to do and I'll do it. Right.
I remember very early on in our relationship, and us sitting in our first apartment together. And look, if you haven't built cube shelving yet, are you even adulting? No. Like, and I was a mess. And like, you know, when you got, you know, when you're all thumbs and you're trying to like the little, and you're like,
when you fat finger everything, it's just kind of like, oh God, it's a 100%. Mess. It's a mess. But no, we did good. We did good last night. She came in and I had to ask her for help a few times because the worst is when you put those little runner things on the drawers when you're building drawers out and you accidentally put the runners on the wrong side, or you put it's the worst. Or no, the worst is when you have a side piece and the top of the side piece is like the finished product and the bottom is like where it's not going to be seen is like the rough part. And you accidentally turn it upside down and you've got this glaring unfinished piece of wood just showing out. And like my mentality is always like, who gives a shit? Right? Yeah. Like I don't care. But that's where my wife is a perfectionist, kind of like what your wife is, an organizational perfectionist.
100%.
That will not fly in the summer.
My attitude is she'll be right. She'll be right.
She'll be right. Does it work? Is it gonna stay? Is it? Yeah. Will it? Yeah. Oh my God. The side pieces are never perfect. It never works. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Yeah. Glad y'all are here. Thanks for letting us go down that
IKEA rabbit hole.
Side pieces are never perfect on desks or in life. True.
What you know about it, Jared Davison, huh?
Jared don't know none of my side pieces.
That
man fell in love and got married so fast.
Yeah,
that man don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the game. Now, Wayno, I have a challenge for you to talk as we talk about this Dallas Mavericks Memphis Grizzlies game last night. We're not going to spend a lot of time, but I need you to come up with a statement that absolutely revolutionizes the conversation around the Memphis Grizzlies and their last probably 20 games of the season. Like, I know that they've lost a lot. There's a lot happening, but I need you to tell me something that nobody else has said on every show that comes on about the Memphis Grizzlies. Go ahead, go.
Jesus.
break new ground. Let's talk about it. What's something brand new nobody's talked about?
I don't know. We're okay. How about that? We're okay. Everything's going to be all right. Old Wayno's here to give you guys a big virtual hug, okay?
I love it. But we're not okay. We're losing, Wayno.
They're going to be fine. This is all fine. This is all part of the plan. And I don't know, like Drew on yesterday's show was just like, no, like we're definitely winning this game. I was like, no, Drew, sir. I
probably
went
not.
To my crystal ball, aka crystal bottle, read the future that we were going to be playing well. We're going to be competitive for 3 quarters. Then that fourth's going to hit and we're going to fall apart, which has been the trend. So,
it's been
you know, I can't save everyone, you know, like if people want to, at this stage, like if people are going to crash out about the losses, like, I mean, look, we've all come to terms that we're tanking. We all agree that we're tanking. No one said we were going to enjoy the process, especially with 30 odd games left to the season. Do you know what I mean? Like after that Jared trade, like it was all bets were off. So that's the unfortunate part of this thing. We all realize what's happening in front of us. We're all still complaining about what's happening in front of us because,
Nobody
my gosh, we're all Grizzlies fan. We want the team to be good and we want it to win.
Nobody wants to lose, Wayno.
But this is the transition.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I would rather this than a whole season of this. As I said on yesterday's show, my only thing is that I worry that our young core are going to think that this is a bit normal. I spoke yesterday about, that draft class from last year, that Edie, Cam, and Wells. Like, think of last season for those boys, and then rolling into this season. That's crazy, and I just don't want to. I think the hardest part about like this last 30-odd games is that when you got guys like Cam who have like real fire, when you have guys like Sed who have like a real steady head on their shoulders, like I don't want them to lose their intensity. Like I don't want us to become the next Sacramento Kings and this roll over into season after season after season of tanking. And like you can acquire talent forever, but if you can't turn that in sorry, that was my dog charging. Yeah. Go away, buddy. Mate, relax. Going on?
Where you're looking at, mate, relax. I say that every day. Mate, relax.
Pause.
Pause. Big pause.
So I just don't want our young core going forward, to think this is normal. I think I always reflect on, when we beat, what was Golden State we beat in the bubble that season?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
For me, it was after the Timberwolves series where we went into Golden State.
Yeah.
And we got beaten because we were a young team.
Yeah.
And they were just on a different playing level to us.
Veterans in the playoffs, right?
Yeah. And I said to my mates after that, I said, this is good because I want those young guys to we haven't earned our battle scars, and I want them to get that taste in their mouth, that playoff taste in their mouth, and I want them to get back. And I want them to never feel like they felt after walking out of that Golden State Stadium after that series. Yeah. And that's kind of what I wish for our new core. I don't want them to pick up bad habits because we never really got back to there.
Yeah.
It is like the what if era of our Grizzlies fandom. Do you know what I mean? And like, that's okay. Like, we're moving on, and that's why we're going to move on because they never got that fire in their belly. They never unleashed the dog in them. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Like it all spiraled out of control. So I don't know if I have any groundbreaking takes that that you guys haven't already discussed on Bluff Media across all the shows. But like it's kind of like this is just the reality. This is just the. It's a small 30-game block of we're just dropping the ball and trying to pick it all up next season.
We've had conversations obviously on this network about what this season could potentially do. Like, what is it doing to these young core kids, right? Like this new generation that the Grizzlies are trying to figure out what they have, right? As they're transitioning out of the next gen era to this, whatever we want to call this new generation. We don't have a guy yet. So it's really difficult to come up with a new name right now. We're in that kind of like purgatory limbo situation where it's just like, we know that it sucks right now, but hopefully at some point it'll get better, right? Like we want it to be better.
Yeah.
Everything that I've heard from the Grizzlies front office tells me they are not like, you very rarely hear this front office talking about trying to build over a long-term stretch. Like the Philadelphia 76ers for years had that idea called trusting the process, right? Where it was year after year after year after year of tank, trust the process. Then they get Joel Embiid and he becomes the process, like it's kind of the way that they describe things. You don't hear that same kind of conversation coming out of the front office. They seem very intent on getting back success, like getting back to a place of immediate success with hope for long-term success, right? Like the Grizzlies, this next gen era of the Grizzlies they did have some short-term success, but it felt like the long-term success was not feasible with this group.
Well, Brevin Knight touched on it the other day. Like, you're not going to really compete without a big on the floor.
You just can't.
Do you know what I mean? And like, that's like us. Think of the people we've signed recently. Taj Gibson aside, who still hasn't touched the floor. It's like we have no bigs. We have no bigs. So in one stance, I would say like things are going to turn around pretty quick once you add a big to the equation. I'd even argue, over these last few games, like we'd probably win quite easily half of those games with a big on the floor. And the guys are doing a pretty like stellar job, I think, of rebounding by committee. And that's what I really want to see. I really want to see our second chance points pick up and, us, get on the boards, like even with Edie back, we spoke in the green room about like moving forward. Like I just want some sort of insurance when Edie's off the floor next season, because there will be those games. I want him on the floor as much as possible, but there's going to be games where like he needs to sit out. And I just don't want the whole system to fall apart when Edie's out, being the defensive anchor or not, like it's got to work. Right. It's got to be a team effort. And that's kind of what I feel like the coaches.
Well, they tried to do that with Jock Landale this year. It just fell apart, right? Like, and he tried to do that with Jock. I see that being a part of, and shout out to him. Jock was awesome for this team this year. Out of all the guys that are no longer on this team, Jock is the one that I'm like, man, I really want him back, right? Like, I would love to have Jock Landale back on this team next season. I think he's going to get paid though. That man's doing really, really well.
And the other thing is he's playing with fellow Aussies in Atlanta as well. So his kinship to stay there.
Who are the fellow Aussies there? Dyson is there.
Dyson Daniels. They got
who else is there? I thought he was the only one.
No, don't have the backup center from Portland. He got moved there. I can't remember his name. I'm mind blanking. Dop or something.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Anyway, yeah.
But he's playing well.
I would love Jock as well. Like I thought, I mean, I don't know. I've been trying to also recognize who are our vets moving forward. I don't know if that's too early of a conversation, to have with this Grizzlies team.
Yeah.
Like, who are those vets that are going to be the steady hand moving forward? Have we got those vets in place, or are they a later acquisition after the talent? Because I kind of feel like you at least want to have, at least you want to recognize one or two guys that are going, you know what, like, yeah, we're going to acquire a lot of talent and bring in a lot of talent and sift through and see who rises to the top. But you need someone to steady the ship and to show these rooks and these young players like, hey, these are the NBA ropes.
Yeah.
This is how you speak to media. This is how you handle
travel
controversy.
This is how you handle.
This is how you keep things in-house.
Yes. That is what. So, like when I saw Matt Barnes talk about Taj Gibson being the OG for Ja, like that to me was number one, silly, because Ja's 27 years old. But what do we need? Like, what do we need vets for? We don't need vets to like help our guys learn how to, wipe their ass when they have to, like brush their teeth in the morning. It's more so how do you navigate the NBA life, right?
You need the vets to build the culture, because eventually your young guys will become the vets.
Jared, that's messed up, bro. He said, don't touch it.
Like this is, you need vets, because eventually your young guys, your rookies become those vets. And if they're not teaching the next generation and integrating them,
and
who did Ja take under his wing?
And tell me honestly, and I know they're not vets yet, but tell me I feel more comfortable with allowing a Jalen Wells, a Zach Edey, a Cedric Coward grow into those vets, because those are vets that, like, those are guys that I'm like, these are guys that I think are legitimate. They've got really good heads on their shoulders, and they're still learning the NBA. They're still trying to figure it out. Once they figure the NBA out, these are the perfect vets for a team, in my opinion.
I feel like we have one vet who we should keep, and that's Scottie Pippen Jr. I think like he's our guy. I feel like when you think about it, he's the guy that we developed. He's the guy we pulled from the Lakers. We put through our G League team. He fought for his contract. He had to play hard. He's
Did
faced
he play G League for us, or did he come straight into a contract?
No, I feel like he was on.
I think he came straight into a contract because he had already played 2 years with LA, right? With the South Bay Lakers.
I feel like he G Leagued a bit.
Let me see. I'm gonna test this out. Keep talking. I'm gonna find out.
Yeah. So anyway, I feel like if like there is a steady hand, and like what better player to have as your vet moving forward than a guy who's always had like a target on his back because of his name. Do you know what I mean? Like you talk about a guy who I know for a fact guys targeted Scottie Pippen Jr. because he's Scottie Pippen Jr. You know what I mean? So like I just feel like we've got a guy who's we saw in the Miami game. He's willing to fight. He's not going to back down, and he's scrapped and he's fought for his contract and he's earned it. And what better way for like we're talking about like young kids, young talent here. Like what better player to have in your bench to go, hey, like stay focused, trust the process. You know, your time will come. Stay ready. Like I want those guys, and you know, like honestly, like I wish we had Jock as well. Like, why'd you bring him up for? You get me all upset. I'm all emotional.
Sorry, I apologize.
It's too soon, Kenny. It's too soon.
Too soon. Jared cleared it up two-way in 2024, then converted later that year. I remember that now, actually. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Scottie Pippen Jr. I don't disagree with you. I just think he's too good and has too much trade value. I don't think he's going to be on this team.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of. I think you got to draw the line too if you're climbing. Like you know, you're allowed to have some good players on your team. You don't have to trade them all.
You ain't got to trade them all, right?
I mean, we got KCP. Like, I feel like KCP's contract's probably more movable, and I like KCP on our team as well. Like,
he might be He might be too much of a veteran for this team.
Yeah.
Like, there's a good vet and a bad and a too old of vet, and I think he might be too old of a vet.
But the one thing I will say about the system and our coach is that there is something enticing for these vets to play for Memphis because they're going to get an opportunity to play. And we have seen that with Jock. Yeah. You know, we saw him. He played international ball. He went over to Europe after Australia. He played in the high leagues over there. He came back. He had a bust. We played for the Spurs. Then he broke out against Phoenix. Then Houston nabbed him. And he fell behind the talent level. Yeah. So there is something to say, like, because you don't know what could happen. Jocko could get re-signs elsewhere and go back to his situation he was sitting in Houston. You know, the league is a funny thing. So I just feel like, you know, we've seen our coach do amazing things with end of the line, end of the bench rotation players. And I think there is something enticing about, like, you know, vets who are productive in this system. Like, I'm not too sure about Taj. I feel like it's maybe like he hasn't played, you know. Yeah, he did leave the league, but he hasn't played in a while. So we'll see. Time will tell.
I had to explain this to Jared last night. He was asking about like why it's taken Taj to get back so long. And I'm like, bro, that man is almost 40 years old. Like, you know how long it takes me to like get my knees loosened up just to get out of bed? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it gets to the point where
bless his cotton socks, Jared. Like, he's just too young. He doesn't understand. Like, you know, you're of the ripe old age where every movement entails this noise. Getting down, putting socks on, taking a shirt off.
Like, I have to, like, to be able to get out of bed and move properly, I have to pop my back in 3 different places every single morning. Yes. Lower back, middle back, upper back. And I have stretches that I have to do just to be able to get my back loose enough to where I'm not walking like this across the floor. Like,
give Taj a bit of space there, Jared.
Give him some space to like get his old ass ready, man. Like, it takes us more time.
Oh, Jared's warm-ups for his warm-ups, okay?
Oh, Jared's over there, 22 years old. Man, I'm like, give him a chance. Now, I do have this last thing to say about how we can like revolutionize this conversation around the Memphis Grizzlies. I think one of my favorite clips that came out of this show in the last 2 or 3 months was you and Rusty did a guide to surviving the tank survival guide.
Thanks a lot. Absolutely.
And I loved it. It was so good. I've got an addendum. Can I add something? I'm asking the originator of it. Can I add something to it?
Please.
I think we have to take, as fans of this team, you've got to start taking some ownership and knowing where you are mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally before you turn on a Grizzlies game. I'll give you a for real example. 3 days ago, I had to do the post-game bounce, and I wasn't feeling great that day. Like, I was just off. My body wasn't great. Like, I wasn't feeling good. My head was kind of swimming a little bit. I just wasn't feeling good.
You need an aura check.
Tracy and I had a little bit of a slight disagreement that day. We kind of got into it a little bit. Dinner wasn't great.
No, Kenny, you misunderstood something.
Exactly. I misunderstood something, and we had a slight disagreement about it. Ultimately, she helped me understand what I was missing, and we got it right. But I came into it, and I was just kind of like, already kind of like, meh, right?
Yeah.
And then I turned on the Grizzlies game, and by the time the game was done, I was pissed. I was livid. And I got onto the post-game bounce, and me and Evan talked about it, and I was just like, this
you guys
sucks.
Fiery. I had just gotten back from training my brother-in-law's dog.
Yeah.
And it was dumping down. So I was literally across the road from my place trying to get inside, but just sitting in the car watching the show on my phone. And you guys were on, like, I was just like, whoa, man, these guys.
I was, and I blame me because my aura check wasn't great. I wasn't in the right headspace to watch a Memphis Grizzlies game. And then on top of that, to talk about a Memphis Grizzlies game. Last night, great place. Had a great night, felt good, had a good time with the family. We had a good dinner. I was building a desk for my son, having a good time doing that. Watched the game, and I was happy. I got on the show last night with Jared, and we had a good time. Take ownership, Memphis Grizzlies fans, on doing an aura check before you start watching these games.
Yeah.
If you're having a bad day, don't watch.
If you already got a cough or a bit of a sneeze before you head out camping, you're not walking into anything good. So
just aura check. Do an aura check before you watch these teams.
100%.
Do an aura check. That's good. All right, listen, we do have a game tonight, so let's do an aura check before we watch this game against the Detroit Pistons, because over at FanDuel, they're about to get smacked tonight. This is one of them games. This is one of them games, right?
Look, this is the gauge for us, right? Detroit are the team we want to be.
Is it a gauge?
It's the gauge. It's the gauge because you're going to watch Detroit and you're going to wish our team was Detroit. They play a style of ball that we want, that we had once upon a time. Okay, so this gauge is how far are we off this?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
we're far off.
We are very far off. We don't have any bigs. So, like, we're going to be far off.
Jemai Mashak is going to guard Jalen Duren tonight.
It's more of a gauge of, like, okay, what pieces would we need to bring in to touch this? You know, to compete with this. And that's what it is.
Be on the same level as these guys.
100%. 100%. So that's your gauge for today's game. Like, what you're going to watch it. You're going to watch Cade, like, just operate on us. Yeah. Everyone's saying it. Like, everyone is saying it. You know, the bigs are going to have double-digit rebounds against us for sure.
Yeah. King Meeks wants to know, Wayno, who do you think is going to have more rebounds when we play Detroit? The Grizzlies or Duren by himself?
Look, I'll give our boys a bit of credit.
You got to give them some credit, Wayno.
Because, look, what I've really enjoyed is the rebounding by committee. And that's when we're really being competitive. I'm looking at yesterday's games, and it's like, Hendricks, man, he has been sneaky. Because when he came into the fold, I was pretty out on him.
Yeah.
And I was, like, super focused on Walton Clayton Jr. And slowly, after about 8 games, I'm totally the other way around now. I'm like, I kind of see it. Like, he's a bit of a tweener. I don't really know he has a set position, but I'm kind of okay because if he's just a workhorse, if he's like a micro Jaren Jackson Jr. that rebounds, then I can handle a guy like that on our roster.
Yeah. I've said this before. I had a baked in kind of dismissal of Taylor Hendricks because of his time at UCF and playing Memphis and University of Memphis Tigers in basketball. Memphis made him look foolish while he was at UCF. He wasn't that good. But I agree. I think he has impressed me and shown me kind of a prototype of what this Grizzlies team, what it looks like Zach Kleiman and the front office are trying to do in building this next generation. Guys that are kind of those jumbo wings, guys that can rebound, guys that can play in the post, guys that can shoot the ball decently well from the outside, guys who are just bigger, right? And I like that. I like what Taylor Hendricks is doing.
And I think, we've seen over the last sort of 5 seasons specifically, I'd say, like, your players in the league that only do one thing well tend to find themselves moving on quite quickly. We're in a league now where guys have to be like multi-skilled. There is no 3-point specialist in the league anymore.
Yep.
Everyone is a 3-point specialist. Do you know what I mean? But it's the guys who can hit the long ball, who can rebound, who can make the plays. So guys like that. And that's what I kind of like about him. Like Hendricks is like, he'll get those sneaky, like they're low numbers, but he'll get those sneaky double-doubles.
Oh, yeah.
And I like really enjoying that. I'm like, okay, like you're showing me something. You're bringing something to the table right now. Yeah. And like his field goals were good yesterday as well. So for me, I don't know. I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. To me, he feels a bit like our new GG Jackson a little bit. Like maybe he's that next guy we start to develop that this team really, pours their time into bringing him up to speed. Maybe he's our next Jake Laveria as well. Who knows? But I'm intrigued by him.
Yeah, no, he's doing pretty well. We don't know who's going to play tonight. It looks like with the way that the status of players has been over game to game, it looks like we might get Cedric back. It looks like we might have we're not going to have Scotty. He's out for the rest of the year. Might get Cedric back. Ty will be playing. Cam will hopefully be playing. Jalen and Gigi will play, obviously. Maybe Walter Clayton tonight as well. I could see, and I agree with what David Owens is saying here. He says, I totally agree. It is a gauge, and don't be surprised, Wayno, if our guys rise to the occasion. We won't win, but I guarantee you that we will fight and play hard.
Yeah, I just want to see the fight. I want to see the fire in the belly, and I don't want us just to lay down.
Yeah.
That's the last thing. But, yeah, it's going to be a rough game, no doubt. But, hey, like if this team can show fight for 3 quarters, I'll kind of be happy with that.
I'm telling you, I know they've got the Pistons at minus 15.5-point favorites tonight over at FanDuel for this game. Can the Grizzlies keep it closer than that?
It depends who we got on the court.
If
we got Ty, whoa, what are you doing, dog? My dog is out of control right now.
He's going, I can hear him in the background. I might go minus 15.5. I might bet that. I don't know. Grizzlies and Pistons minus 15.5-point favorites. Grizzlies money line plus 810, over under 232.5. We'll see. It'll be a fun game. I do like the idea that it is a gauge type of game, but we'll see what it looks like. I think you're right. The Detroit Pistons play a brand of basketball that I think we would love to see in Memphis.
Oh, we're starving for it.
Yeah,
we're starving for it. We've been starving for it even when Jared and Joe were here. Like we want grit and grind it's in the blood.
Right.
Quick question for you. 18 or so games left of this season, right? At what point, if at all, do you think it would be safe to bring some of our better players back? Do you think it would get to a stage where, we've got 10 games left, or we've got 8 games left? BC's ready to go. Santi's ready to go. At what point? Do you think that happens, or do you think this is just total destroy and rebuild?
Yeah, I think it's I don't think you'll see any of the main rotation guys come back.
Yeah.
Why would they?
Selfishly, I just want to see BC back on the court.
I do.
One game. Give me one
game.
game.
Maybe give them one last game before they move them. I think.
Yeah.
Essentially.
God, this season. I tell you, you know what's funny? When I booked my flights, we had Ja, we had Jaron, we were looking good.
You should have known. Ja's only played in less than 50% of the home games in his time in the last 3 seasons with the Grizzlies. Look. The likelihood of seeing Ja was low anyway.
And that's the optical illusion of an abusive relationship, right? You always hold that slither of hope. You're always making excuses for him. Maybe. You're always hoping like maybe he's a 27-year-old kid that's decided to grow up because of something that happened last week. You know, maybe a lot of maybes, a lot of what ifs.
Maybe a lot of what ifs. The season of the era of what ifs. David asked, "What's the deal with Santi?" I didn't think his was a season-ending injury. Don't know. They came out a few days ago in a press release and said that he was questionable. Everybody thought he was back, and then right before the game started, they put him out, and he hasn't even touched the doubtful. So I don't even know.
David, he got those big Muppet eyebrows he has. He got his shaver out and is clean in between. And he cut himself. That's 4 to 6 weeks right there. So I don't know what to tell you.
That's hilarious. All right, hey. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we do have one. We want to talk a little bit about Tuomas Iisalo and maybe some expectations for Tuomas Iisalo. How much rope does Tuomas Iisalo have next year? And can he use injuries as an excuse next year? And then I want to talk to you about the art exhibition that's happening next week here in Memphis, hosted by Bluff City Media, Ground City Brewing, and Wayno. I cannot wait for it. We're going to talk about that to end the show, but we'll be back right after this break. Tired of the same old fast food? The soggy fries, the frozen flavors, the meals that never quite hit right. Head over to Waldo's Chicken and Beer, where everything starts fresh and flavor comes first. Our chicken is fried in rich beef tallow for that bold, old-school crunch you can actually taste. And don't skip the premium homemade southern sides, fresh greens, hearty white beans, and creamy mac and cheese made to complete the meal. Bring your whole family. There's plenty of space to relax, plus a game room the kids will love. Catch the game on big screens, grab a drink at the full bar, and enjoy happy hour specials every day from 3 to 6, all day on Tuesday and Sunday. Waldo's Chicken and Beer. Real food, real flavor, made from scratch. I think what we saw out of Bradshaw this year is the best you're going to get, and it's not enough. Aaron Bradshaw's not a good basketball player. He just so happens to be 7'1". And I think that what you saw out of him is literally tapping the very limits of his potential. If that is what you're wanting back, I'm good on any. I'm not good on that. Like I don't like. That is it. That is all you're getting out of Aaron Bradshaw. Yep. Because at the very beginning of the year, he was unplayable. Like, unplayable, couldn't do a thing. And Penny he got every bit of juice out of Aaron that he could possibly get out of him, and I think he's tapped.
The stretch of basketball we saw from Aaron Bradshaw in the middle part of conference play was probably the best we'll see of Aaron Bradshaw. I don't really think he's much better than that. If he does come back, Kenny, he can't be making this much money.
Tune in to Tigers Live with Francis Carlotta, live after every Memphis Tiger basketball game on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Me personally, I want Ty Jerome back on this roster very bad. I think he would have good trade value, but I want him on this team, especially if Ja's out here. If I go point guard, which I'm not sure is going to happen in this draft, right? But if they go point guard, I kind of want a guy like Ty Jerome to be a guy who who can start or come off the bench, play with the point guard who's a starter, just to be the insurance guy.
I legitimately think Todd's probably going to get traded.
Man, I hope they don't, bro. I want to keep him.
He's got value over.
He got value like a motherfucker, though.
That's what I'm saying.
You probably could get a first-round pick from that dude. All right, would you trade him for a fringe starter-ish big in the league? Somebody that's around that mid-level range, that lower mid-level range, $8-9 million a year.
It's $15 million. Is that too much yearly contract?
You can make it happen because you got other dudes you got to get rid of, too.
What if Detroit came and said, we want to give you Isaiah Stewart?
Oh, what? Hell yeah.
Okay.
For Ty Jerome? you got him and Edie too? No, it's gonna be nasty. Hell yeah, I do that shit. You about to make me get on the phone.
Tune in to the Anthony Sain Show Monday through Fridays at 1 p.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. Some dreams don't just come true, they come with 4 paws. At Puppy Dreams, we match loving families with happy, healthy puppies. From playful companions to lifelong best friends, your perfect match is waiting. And with our professional grooming spa, your pup will look as amazing as they feel. Visit Puppy Dreams today and meet the one who's been waiting just for you. All right, welcome back. I love that puppy commercial. Everybody makes fun of me for my voice in that commercial, but how do you have a crazy Waldo's chicken and beer type voice when you're talking about puppies, man? You got to go calm with it. You got to say, welcome to the puppies, the puppy dreams.
It's unfair. Anyway. They're never going to let me take a dog back on the plane. Come on.
Ever. The puppies are amazing there. All right, cool. Let's get back to it. We kind of teased it a little bit at the end of the first segment, but I want to have a conversation with you about Tuomas Iisalo. He has been a lightning rod, Wayno, this season for Memphis Grizzlies fans, for a lot of the issues that have basically, I would say in some ways, broken up this team. I don't think Tuomas Iisalo has anything to do with any of that. Do you?
I'm kind of a little bit on the fence, actually.
Really?
Well, I just wonder if this was
like it was inevitable, though, right? Like the end of the next gen was inevitable.
I would agree with that. I'd agree with that statement that like our time had come to an end. It had run its course and it was time to move on. He's definitely come in, made his own mark. He's definitely come in and shaken the pot. So like, I mean, it's like if anyone out there has ever done up a car, it's like you've got to strip it right back. You got to sand it. You got to get all the bumps and bruises out. You got to, and then you start again. Then you start your primer and move on. So in that sort of sense, I suppose, he really has his way. And it's not so much as his way or the highway, but it's like, it's going to work his way, and that's the way he's running it. And if you don't like it, well,
fire him, right? Like move on from Tuomas Iisalo. If this doesn't work, it doesn't work. I think most people are looking at it like the fact that Ja came out October 31st and had those statements about Tuomas Iisalo. Yeah, and it feels like the part of it that makes me go kind of just whatever about it is that it was literally the conversation that was had inside the locker room between two grown men, between two adult men in a locker room in a professional relationship, literally was told, hey, bro, you suck tonight. It might have been better for us just not to play you. That's how bad you were in that second half. And Ja took that shit public, and it got out, and people went nutso about it, saying, how dare Tuomas Iisalo say something like that?
Yeah. And look, I didn't expect everyone to be on the same page as our coach either. I can definitely see the good parts of his system and what he gets out of his players. I don't ever doubt the talent level of Ja Morant, but let's just say accountability and Ja Morant have never been on the same page.
Ever.
Right? And that's before this coach. That's Jenkins' era. That's we've the track record's there. I don't need to, anyone who's a real fan. So, look, it's that. Also, the other part of this equation is like you have two sorts of fans. You have Ja Morant fans, and then you have Memphis Grizzlies fans. And so I do think a lot of the backlash towards our coach is the Ja Morant fan because they're defending their guy, and so be it. That's cool.
Which is totally fine, right? Totally.
Yeah,
fine.
like when Ja moves on, they'll become that next franchise fan of that team. You know what I mean? And not to say that there isn't Memphis fans that don't like the coach. There definitely is. But I think what I've really enjoyed is the team game. Because it is a team game. This is not tennis. And yes, you can definitely make the argument of you need a superstar guy to finish the job. You need the superstar guy to, when you're in the playoffs, to take over games and all that. But we haven't had that anyway. So I'm willing and have been since the start of this season to like give this new system a total full year and see how it pans out. Now, of course, we've riddled with injuries this year, real ones at the start, I guess. And there was definitely a lot of kickback, to the system at the start. And, I think to the credit of these guys who are playing out this last half of the season out, it's like at the start of the season, you had like vets coming into this system, and it took them a while to get the hang of it. So for this young core who are doing a pretty stand-up job at the moment, to take that on so early, I think is like a good sign moving forward.
So, and that was a question I was going to lead into with you is you sound like you've been a little bit on the fence about Iisalo to the point where I think most fans of an NBA team should be about their coach. Like, we're not talking about a Greg Popovich or a Phil Jackson or a Eric Spoelstra here. We're talking about a first-year head coach who he's either here or he's not. If he's not here, then it is what it is, just a part of the NBA life. Have the last couple of weeks / month of this season, with the way that these guys who are clearly the guys that are on this roster that are getting minutes right now are clearly maybe not as talented. I would say obviously not as talented as some of the teams that they're playing, some of the guys they're playing against on a daily basis. The youth on this team, the fact that it's a glorified G League situation at this point, has the level of buy-in and energy and effort that those guys have played with, has it kind of moved you off the fence on Iisalo a little bit more?
You know what? I really feel like Sane really nailed it and has been nailing it for the last few months about Coach Iisalo. And that is like, you can watch the games and not get too invested in the coach. Coaches don't generally last that long in this league anyway. The turnover for coaches really high. I mean, we probably held on to Jenkins for a little bit too long, to be honest with you. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this season, as a gauge, I mean, like you can't discount the injury factor to this,
right?
You can't pull that out of this equation because Ja had big games in this system, Jared had big games in this system. Then you've got who saw Vince getting double-digit assists this year? Who saw Cam? Cam's had double-digit assists. So, like, the system is, it is kind of a bit proven. Like, we have plenty of sample sizes now across multiple players. So the hope is, I guess, you introduce better talent, better players to that equation, and that's going to equal more wins. And it's hard not to judge a coach off their wins, losses, right?
So let's do that then. Let's move to next season. I do think the Grizzlies are poised to add better players to this team, whether it be through using assets to trade up in this draft. If they don't get a top 4, top 3 pick, I think they're going to try to get up there in the top half of the lottery, or the top third of the lottery. Let's say they do add some guys that can come in and contribute immediately to success, to winning. How much rope does Tuomas Iisalo have next year? Do you still give him some grace because they're introducing a new era into this thing? Like they're transitioning away from the two core pieces of Jaren and Ja? Or do you say, no, we need to start seeing some like on-court success relatively quickly next season?
Yeah, I'm not sure how long the injury excuse lasts.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What I will kind of counter with is like, to the comment of like bringing in better players and stuff like that. We already have him. His name is Zach Edey. You add into this equation, that's one piece alone. That turns a lot of this losing around now. The other part of this, I would say also, is that look what he's getting out with the absolute end of our bench. So you bring in those better players and they come in. When the end of the bench is pushing the starters, and making the starters compete and keep their minutes, which is what his system is. It's like everyone's held accountable. We've seen that. Do you know what I mean? So I would hate to go through another injury-plagued season like this. And I'm sure like everyone out there, like we're just sick of talking about injuries. Like it's just kind of a bit of this weird side joke for us all now, right? Like, and you talk to other franchises, you watch other franchises, and they're not dealing with nearly as many as what we have. But I think we're in for a good season next year. I think playoffs
Really?
is definitely. Yeah, I honestly do. Like Kleiman, I'm just going to take Kleiman for his word. For all his faults and missteps, I do feel like he has learnt and held himself accountable. And no GM is perfect. You could get another GM in here and they could just fold in the draft.
Yeah.
So, like, he's definitely done some things that I think he's learnt from, and I think he just had enough of the whole Jar experience, to be honest with you.
I don't disagree with him, and I don't think his desire to move on from the Ja Morant experience is unfounded. I think it's about time.
The straw that broke the camel's back was the Halloween game. Like that's.
But I will say this though. Let me ask you this question.
Rule.
Last question I have for you about this roster: how close is this roster to being a contender? What is it? What are you looking for?
That's such a loaded question to a lot.
It is a loaded question, I know, but like with everybody healthy,
everyone healthy,
how close is this roster?
I mean, to a championship, we're not.
No, contending
or playoffs?
Playoffs
series?
Yeah, playoffs.
I think a healthy roster, we'd make the playoffs. I don't even think we need the play-in.
And by healthy, let me ask you this.
Do you want a number?
No. Because I'm trying, like, we have to make a real distinction on, is Ja Morant healthy part of this roster? Where is this team at? If Zach's healthy, if Cam is healthy, if Scotty is healthy, Ty is healthy, if Ja buys in is healthy.
I'm taking Ja out of the equation.
So okay, that was the whole question. Is Ja a part? Ja's not a part of the equation. Okay,
because you have enough sample size of Ja Morant over the last 7 years to know. I am not going to sit here and question his talent level though. Like it's otherworldly, but the examples he set, the way he handles himself, I'm not superstar handles himself. When he leaves, like he's kind of done this to himself, like when he leaves here, it'll be the last time he's a franchise player. And I honestly believe that.
Yeah.
Like, because no other franchise is going to put up with this, like how long do you think this scenario happens if he's drafted to San Antonio or Miami Heat? He'd have been gone seasons ago.
Yeah.
Seasons ago. So I take him out of the equation. I think they have moved on. They've made their decisions. They've traded all his mates around him anyway. Like Jared's gone. Like BC's basically on the way out. Like, do you know what I mean? Like GD's gone. Like who's left? If the writing's not on the wall now, I don't know.
I will say this though, Wayno. I agree with you. I think it's heading in that direction. But I'm telling you right now, if Ja Morant was to buy in and be healthy, he'd be awesome on this team. Like
okay, then
this team this team is designed would be designed perfectly for him.
100%. Like I said earlier, like we've seen him being productive in this system. It's not as if this system doesn't work. He's had big games for us. My only thing to King Meeks, God bless you, King Meeks, and to you is the if is just another what if to the pile.
Okay, I'm just saying if
he did those things, of course, but
he'd be perfect.
Reality is,
yeah,
I think we're just adding another if to the pile. And honestly, let's say he does do that. He doesn't handle himself well under pressure. He doesn't handle himself with accountability. So how long until the fingers start getting pointed when we losing games, when we're on a 5-game losing streak, when he doesn't get the final shot? He's not a good, like, he's a great close. He's like, I love him on the court, closing games, but if that closing game is a 3-point shot, then I don't want the ball in his hands. I saw his sour look in his face when Coward had that last shot and he sulked off the court. We didn't talk about it, but he was sour. He was so sour about it. So again, it's like a spoiled kid. I don't want to dump on Jar. Like I appreciate Jar, and I just feel like his time has the writing's on the wall. It's time for both parties to move on. We gave it a shot. I
think it's clearly moving in that direction. I would just say,
girlfriend, get your shit out of my house.
I would just say, man, he would be so good on this team if he played on this. If this team, he'd be so good. Anyway,
yeah.
All right. Final topic for today, Wayno.
Yeah,
you're coming to Memphis next week.
I am.
You have been working for a very long time on this art exhibition that we're doing at Grind City Brewing on the 21st of March. Kind of explain, tell us what this exhibition is and why, because I have a couple of questions, but what was the motivation behind this artwork, this putting so much time and energy into this art pieces that you've been doing, and why you're doing it?
Yeah, look, long-time Grizzly fan. I say long-time Grizzly fan. I just fell in love with this team. I was searching for a team. For a long time was just follow players, and because your favorite team will break your heart when they trade your favorite player. I probably won't forgive Chicago Bulls for trading Jalen Rose. Do you know what I mean? It's just done stuff like that. So, on my own show many years ago, I predicted the Memphis beating the Spurs in the playoffs, and I just loved the guys and how they played and the style. And I was hooked, and I was like, "Yep, this is my team. I'm riding with them. I don't care. M on the chest. Let's do it." So that's sort of being said, I've was really, really sick and tired of the narratives. And also, sometimes with local media, especially when they're piggybacked off the organization without throwing shade at anyone at all. I appreciate those shows for what they are, but sometimes they can't speak their truth. And I wanted the real. I wanted people who are on the ground and knew the temperature of the city and the team and had real insight and spoke what they thought, whether I thought it was right or wrong. And that's when I stumbled across Bluff City Media and you guys. And, I think the winning formula for you guys is just so interactive with the fans and, take their opinions on and, also you got to come correct. You can't come in and talking a mess, but for me, that was really endearing and, spoke to a lot of my values about the team and stuff like that. So I was hooked. Then I think last June, we had all the big blowout with Stephen A. Smith. And I was just sitting there, I was watching yourself and Sane talk about it on the show. I was watching Luke Hatmaker talk about it. I was watching, obviously, the two Bucks. And I just got really pissed off. I was like, it's really unfair. You guys have such a tapestry of talent and pioneers in the city of Memphis, and everyone there is just like hard workers and blue collar workers, and that's kind of like my thing. That's how I was raised, and so yeah, I was like pretty ticked off about it. And I was just sitting at home. I remember like, I just logged off after watching one of the shows on Bluff City Media, and I was just like, man, what could I do? I'm like thousands of miles away on the other side of the world. Like, what can I do? And I think by then I'd already started doing the funny characters of all the hosts on the show and sending them to you boys and having a good old laugh. And that's kind of my stick too. Like, I don't mind poking fun at myself or other people, all with good intentions. You know what I mean? So by that stage, I think I'd already gone through most of everyone. But, I got to credit my wife a bit too. Like, she was just like, we're going away. There is a small window. You have long service up your sleeve. You should take it and go to Memphis. And in my head, I was like, this is, like I said, when I booked the tickets, we had everyone on the roster. And I was like, no, because I really want to go to Memphis for a playoff game and yada, yada, yada. And then about a week went by. She's like, what do you want to do? Like, we need to make a decision soon. And I was like, you know what? Like, I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. I don't like who this is headed. And that was a good decision, so I booked the tickets. Memphis hospitality 101 from you guys. Like, you guys have been amazing and like super supportive. And yeah, I was just kind of like, you know what, why I'm there, why not go all out? Like, we could put off a mini like art show. Like, I would like nothing more than to hang out with everyone in real time and talk and not have to get up at 2:30 in the morning to do it. Yeah. So I guess that spawned the idea and reached out to you. And I guess that's kind of like, it's plant your flag. It's how you talk about Memphis, how you represent Memphis. And I do it from the other side of the world. And I speak highly of Memphis, and I hate when people talk shit about my team. I also hate when my team's bad and I can't really, back it up. But so I guess that's what it's about. It's just about, like, screw all the disrespect. We've had such a horrible season. So let's just bring it all together. Let's all hang out. Let's talk some hoops. Let's appreciate some art and have some sweet beverages while we're at it.
So for everybody that is watching this, that will see this clip, what kind of artwork can they expect to see? Like, what kind of pieces are you bringing to the show? Yeah,
so I'm bringing all the characters of all the hosts that they might have seen on the program. They've been watching the show for a while. They would have seen a few in the backdrop on post-game shows and stuff like that. A lot of them will make the journey across.
If you see me walk around with shorts on, you'll see it. You'll see.
Yeah. I've also done a handful of other pieces.
I've got it tattooed on my body.
Man. Tip of the cap to you, brother. Tip of the cap to you. What a guy.
My wife hates it, by the way. She's like, what the hell?
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to apologize to her when I get across her. So I did a couple of pieces. I wish I had a bit more time. Like, I only really had like a couple of months to put this together, which is,
not a lot of time in the art world. No,
not a lot of time. Like, some of my bigger pieces that I've done in the past, I've maybe spent 12 months on. So to put together what I have as a collection, I'm happy with everything. I busted my ass, believe me.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I busted my ass doing this. So there's a couple of pieces. I just refer to them as the walking Memphis pieces. So there's a couple of icons in places that they've, renowned for. Some of you might have already seen a couple of those, and then
share the inspiration behind it. You took it from an example of like if someone's taking a selfie, like if a Memphis icon taking a selfie in the neighborhood they grew up in.
Yeah, so it kind of morphed. The original idea was to have them as kids because I really want to speak on the youth. Like, these are icons, but like I wanted them in kid form because it's like the youth. Like, there's so much more potential for everyone. It's not like these icons that you look at and hear about and read about. They were kids. They were all kids one day, and they would just have big dreams and they followed it. And like, I think all youth is capable of that. And you don't, if you have a goal or a passion, then just run at it full steam. Don't wait. Like, don't wait. Like, if that's your thing, find out how to make it work. Have a support cast around you that will help you achieve those goals. And you know what? Like I played many, many years of basketball, and I fell short of my ultimate goal, but I have absolutely no regrets. And my life took another turn into art, and that can happen for anyone. I'm just some guy from the other side of the world. So if it can happen to me, over here in Oz, then it can definitely happen for kids in Memphis. So that was, I suppose, the kind of the idea.
I love it. And one of the things I love about it is also the city of Memphis is where if you are a young kid and you have those dreams and you have those visions for what your life can be, you can achieve it in Memphis. You can succeed here, right? Like it's open for everybody. Anybody can do it, right?
And like I'll use myself as an example. Like before we were ready to buy a house, and my dream has always been, I knew two things growing up. I knew one, I wanted to play ball till I was about 40, and then I figured by 40 I'd have kids, and I don't want to be still training, and you pay the body tax. You play sports, any sports, you pay the body tax. That's a real thing. And then I knew after that I wanted to paint and create and do cool stuff. Like that was my passion. So my whole thing has been like, when I get a house, I want to build this studio in the back. I want to build this big studio where I can just do that till my dying days, basically, and I'll be very happy. COVID happened, blew that all out of the water. And when I started my job at King's Comics, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to collect stuff so that when the opportunity comes to start building this studio, I can just sell everything off and fund my studio. As it happens, like COVID came, we're renting at the moment, but I just got to the stage where I was like, why wait?
Let's do it.
Why wait? Anything could happen to me. I'm going to Memphis. If I don't go all out on my trip to Memphis, what am I doing? I might as well use that stuff, those resources, trade in for an experience. If it flops, then cool. I'll mark that down to a learning curve and move on, But man, I'm going all out. I'm so pumped. I've also got I was running a little bit short on time and had to stay flexible. So I did 3 pieces of the Walking in Memphis, but then I did a piece called Arcade Busking, and that's the exclusive for the event. So after the event, I'm not doing any more prints or anything like that for it. It's just for this event, and that's it. It's an exclusive. So yeah.
That's amazing. I cannot wait. March 21st at Grind City Brewing. You're going to start seeing a lot of promotional pieces come out for it. Go to Wayno Paints on Instagram, and you can find all the videos he's been making for it as well. They're hilarious. You went on a trip with Jared Davison on one of your commercials.
We survived. We survived a long all-star party where we woke up on a beach, obviously drinking too much,
Yeah.
And Jared was there. Support Jared was there.
Support Jared was there. Awesome. Wayno, I cannot wait to have you in town, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great night. If you can make it to Grind City Brewing March 21st, please do. David, come on through, man. You got to come through if you can. I loved hearing your stories about your journey into doing what you're doing now, because it rings so true to even why Bluff City Media got started in the first place. And I can't wait to share the story with you in person on why Bluff City Media got started in the first place. Because it is a lot the same, that path, our journeys they coalesce really well together. So which is why I think you're such a big part of what we do here at Bluff City Media at the same time.
Yeah, man. Look, I suppose the show and exhibition is like a bit of my love letter to Memphis, the team, and my appreciation to you guys as well. I think you guys don't get enough credit for what you're doing there, and just keep on keeping on, as they say.
Hey, and I'll say this, I'm gonna say this right here and right now. Rusty and Drew will probably get mad at me for saying this. This show, specifically the $2 Sports Show, doesn't get the love that it deserves.
Should be bigger than what it is, for sure.
This show is, when Rusty and Drew are on the show, me and Wayno are just trying to hold it down for the day when they're not here. When Rusty and Drew are doing this show together, it is one of the best shows out right now. And I cannot understand why it's not a massive national brand at this point. But it is what it is. We don't do it for that. We do it for the grind and the hustle. But I will say it for them. This show doesn't get the respect that it deserves.
Yeah, it's a fantastic show. And like they keep it real, and it's it's the goods.
All right, well, let's get out of here. We got Anthony's show in about 45 minutes. I got to get it ready. So let's get out of here. Wayno, thank you so much, man, for joining today.
No worries, man. Anytime.
Hey, we'll see you. Hey, this time next week, we'll see you, man.
That's a crazy thought. So I'm going to fly out on Tuesday, go back to the future, and land on Tuesday.
Back to the future. You're doing the Back to the Future trip.
I am.
All right, listen. Hey, everybody, get your plans ready for Wayno. I know DJ has some plans for you. King Meeks is going to take you to some local Memphis spots. We're gonna all go to Waldo's a few times. We're gonna go to Puppy Dreams and hang out. It'll be a lot of fun. But I can't wait to see you, brother.
I'm gonna drive on the wrong side of the road in a pink Beetle.
Yes, you're gonna get a pink Beetle. You're gonna meet Reggie Freeman Alexander for the first time. It's gonna be great. All at the art exhibition, the Plant Your Flag Memphis art exhibition, March 21st at Grind City Brewing. Looking forward to it. All right, Wayno, we'll see you later, man.
Catch ya.
Thank you for listening to the $2 Sports Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.